garbage, worthless? Or is it? Waste gasification is a term to describe a variety of processes that converts biological waste into different types of fuels, including methane, diesel, or even gasoline. The waste gasification process begins with some sort of waste, whether it be garbage, agricultural, sewage, or even tires. Once you have your waste, the following steps are taken. First, the waste is ground into small pieces. Secondly, heat and pressure are added. Next, the pressure is reduced so excess water can be removed. Heat and pressure are then added again to produce a hydrocarbon mixture. The remaining mixture is distilled. The specific term for this method is called the thermal depolarization process, though most other methods are similar. Gasification is a process used throughout the world. Here are some of the key players. MIT was one of the first to develop gasification technology and is still a leader in development to this day. The Gasification Technologies Council is a collaboration of organizations dedicated to the advancement of gasification technology. They hold a yearly Gasification Technologies Conference where they share new ideas and technologies. Waste Management is one of the first corporations to commercialize the gasification process for profit. Waste gasification has many positive and some negative impacts on our lives. The environment is one of the few areas that is not entirely benefited by waste gasification. The process does tend to release some greenhouse gases, though the amount is not very large compared to waste energy incineration. While the negative impacts of greenhouse gases cannot be ignored, reduced landfill size and decreased dependency on fossil fuel is a positive. The political implications of waste gasification cannot be understated either. Many politicians have risen to the position of power on a pro-environmental stance. Any politician who chose to support waste gasification could reap huge benefits in the future. From a social standpoint, the people have already spoken. They like things that benefit the environment as well as reducing the cost of gas. And waste gasification does both. Waste gasification technology will reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and also spur technology advancement for additional ways to reduce the cost of gas and to improve the environment and the world as a whole. If handled correctly, waste gasification could have an easy road to mass commercialization. There is currently a perfect storm of government and public support for clean technologies that help improve the environment. In fact, the biggest roadblock for waste gasification is potential regulations regarding greenhouse gases. However, the Department of Energy is working with the Environmental Protection Agency to ensure that current regulations do not unnecessarily hinder the development of waste gasification technologies. A solution to this problem may have been solved already. Waste Management has teamed up with InEnTech to create S4 energy solutions. The company uses InEnTech's high-tech plasma arc technique for waste gasification. This method is not only more efficient, but also produces less greenhouse gases. Their biggest issue continues to be securing adequate funding to continue the development of this process. E85 faced a similar uphill struggle when the process first came to market, but government subsidies and aggressive marketing made it a successful business endeavor for several companies. To see similar success, the Gasification Technologies Council and companies like S4 Energy Solutions should utilize an aggressive advertising campaign as well as lobbying to get additional government funding and attract private investors. Mimicking the E85 method and making waste gasification a household name would be a large boost in demand from both public and private industries. It seems the commercialization of the gasification process is inevitable. The number of facilities, researchers, and companies continues to grow by leaps and bounds, and it would not take much work to turn this into a very profitable endeavor.